I always wanted to influence and be a part of change.
Meet Charlotte, a case manager for Department of Corrections. She's responsible for planning and managing a person's journey through the corrections system, connecting them with the support they need to rehabilitate and reintegrate when their time in prison comes to an end.
You work with the same men from when they come in on remand into custody right through until they're released into the community.
A case manager's initial task is to assess the individual's immediate needs and arrange for the appropriate services to be engaged. For example, the person may need treatment for addiction or be struggling with their mental health. By supporting people in prison to get the help they need, case managers like Charlotte and Emily contribute to keeping our communities safe.
As a case manager, we're required to plan the sentence, plan what they're going to do. How can we get the most out of while they're in prison? Sometimes it's an opportunity to reset.
Then, they can begin to work on a rehabilitation pathway. This involves working with each person to understand both the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead.
It's about problem solving and putting the pieces of the puzzle together to get that end picture. So being able to identify that key issue, to then identify what program is going to target the issue to support and reduce reoffending.
And that's ultimately going to contribute to society because we're helping to bring out the more positive aspects of these people.
Case managers need to have strong people skills, be good at building relationships and gaining trust.
You're working with challenging personalities in a challenging environment, and people that you're working with don't always want to work with you. You need that person to trust you.
So, being able to communicate and develop an easy rapport is essential, as are empathy and compassion.
You've got to be able to understand the experience of the person that's in front of you. You've also got to have some resilience because you're not going to see fast change and you're going to see the same people coming back sometimes. And you've got to have the ability to find the positives.
The insights that case managers gather and act on can make a positive difference for people, their families and the wider community.
Sometimes the men have burnt their bridges with all of their whānau and friends, and so they solely rely on accommodation, reintegration providers to support them into the community.
Case managers work closely with teams across corrections, including probation and psychological services, and with external organisations such as the Parole Board, police and others. The ability to manage multiple stakeholders is an asset.
We're always in constant contact with those other agencies, including Ministry of Social Development, Oranga Tamariki, Kāinga Ora. So we do have really great relationships that we can continue to work with them collectively for the good of the men that we're working with.
Case managers must be highly organised, as much of their work involves coordinating all the various inputs.
A case manager has to have good time management skills, good administration skills. You need to be able to write reports for example, the Parole Board. You need to be able to interpret psychologists' reports. You need to write good file notes. You need to be able to do your risk assessments.
They're responsible for supporting people in prison to use their time in a way that reduces their risk of reoffending.
While they're waitlisted for programs, they can undertake other educational and interventional or vocational courses. They have education opportunities available along with offender employment. No 2 days are the same and no 2 hours are the same. It's a very diverse role and you can be doing a number of different tasks over the day.
Case managers are based at offices within the prison, and when they meet with prisoners, they're always accompanied by corrections officers. There are robust security systems in place. Safety is the #1 priority.
We would never put ourselves in a situation where we felt unsafe or that there could be a potential of risk to ourselves or others.
Corrections puts a very strong emphasis on individual career development and growth. There is a clear progression path for case managers. It's a continuous learning environment with opportunities to also move into other specialist areas within corrections. Case managers build real connections with the people they look after. A good case manager will be optimistic, but must also be pragmatic.
One big thing I've learned about myself in my role as a case manager is resilience.
Creating change in people's lives is a long game, and so sometimes small wins are big wins.
If you want to put your unique mix of interpersonal and management skills to work in a role where you can transform lives, create lasting change, and keep New Zealand safe, apply today and join the team at Corrections.